Two DJs in the mic, what's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it, yo, we here to ignite.
All right, guys.
Hands on the decks, but the crowd don't.
Day one, Midwest Live DJs. We're here, two DJs, one mic, myself, the nice guy, and the infamous
full of dust, man. What you trying to prove? Clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scene is a wreck. Sink or scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. Two DJs in a mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning true, get a balance just right. Two DJs in a mic, elevate, take flight. Fix the game, spark the flame, keep the future in sight. Yeah.
Good man. I like that. That's a good way to put it.
I'm just saying he does. Every show we bump into, he's with somebody. Hey, let me grab this person. So.
But we missed him. Where were you supposed? You had him.
Well,
where were you at before with one of the DJ conferences?
Well, we missed Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, was that NAMM?
NAMM, we missed Jazzy
Jeff. He was somewhere. Were you at Max?
No, he was at DJX.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because he was somewhere, and we were trying to get him, and we didn't get him.
Yes. It was DJ.
Yeah. So we were trying to laboring to get you, but we never saw you. If we'd have saw you, we'd have interviewed you in the hallway.
Yeah.
But man, so this is great. It's always greatness to sit down with great guys like yourself and LG. So, brother, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've done in this musical industry.
Oh man,
we'll be here for a while.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm old now, so there's a lot of big story.
Wait. Why have you beat? I just looked you. I just dared your bio. I got 13 more years in the business than you do.
Y'all want us to pull out the scribes and start chilling?
Right on the wall.
I started off when I grew up. I was born in Ohio, grew up in Detroit. So my dad worked for General Motors. So when I went to Detroit, started middle school. It was like the first time I ever saw DJs like in a real environment because I grew up in a pretty country. You know what I mean? Like my grandma was my next door neighbor, and she lived a mile front of people like twice a week for a whole
So
year.
recording all that?
So when I came back
What's
to
wrong with
the
that?
States,
Change the other count. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it actually is recording all that, but we're gonna start over.
okay, cool.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, but it was a good experience.
Yeah, just fade to black. We ready? Let's go.
Okay.
Go.
Start again, baby. Start again.
Yes. All right, guys. We're day one, Midwest DJs live, and we're here right outside the showroom floor. And we're grateful to have DJ White Shadow and DJ LG to bless us with their presence.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on today. But tell us, I don't like that. My mind's lost.
You
You
good,
sure
baby?
is. I'm gonna host today.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're here with DJ White Shadow and LG, and we're just gonna jump right into it. Hey, man, White Shadow, give us your story, man. I mean, it's great. We always get to sit in great presence. Once again, we got another phenomenal DJ in the industry along with LG. So tell us your story, man. I know some of it, but give it to us.
Yeah, so I'll keep it short because I'm old and I got a lot of story, but like I'll try and get to the highlights, you know.
Okay.
I grew up in Ohio, moved to Detroit. My dad worked for General Motors, so we ended up moving there when I was in middle school. I loved hip hop since I was a kid. I got a tape when I was in second grade called Mr. Magic's Rap Attack. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but I fell in love with DJs. Back then, you know, there wasn't a lot of white guys in hip hop, so I couldn't really figure out a way to infiltrate the system. But then I saw some
Before
DJs in
Beastie
Detroit.
Boys.
Right? Yeah. Well, there were the Beastie Boys were out, but it wasn't really
Okay.
mine.
Oh,
You know,
and they
I love the Beastie Boys like everybody else, but like I was more LL Cool J, Cool Mo D kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Interesting.
So long story short, I saw DJs for the first time live when I went to Detroit. And I was like, I gotta try that, right? So got a lot of records, like for my parents, you know what I mean, for presents and shit, like instead of Christmas presents. And then when I was 16, I tried to get a job at the record store, but I couldn't get a job at the record store, so I got a job at the car wash next to the record store. So I could
to
take
be
my tips
close.
and buy records at the record store.
Wow.
Long story short, I ended up going to Japan for a work-study program. I took a job at a place called the Delta Market where I was able to, you know, the guy let me play even though I had no experience, and ended up playing twice a week and cut my teeth out there in Japan. And then I came back to the States, maxed out my credit cards, bought a set of techniques, and sat in my dorm room all day just practicing. And the crazy thing is that I had a couple Alpha Phi Alphas living across the hall from me.
Oh, wow.
And one night their DJ got stuck in a snowstorm. Shout out to Crazy Kaz, rest in peace. But he got caught in a snowstorm, and they're like, you got to fill in. And so I ended up DJing a party for the Alphas, and after that it was just up to the races. So,
Opportunity. You got to be. He always says, not just to be ready, but you know, just
Prepared.
stay ready, be prepared. So when your opportunity does come, you can knock it out the box, and you never know where you're gonna go from there. And
yeah.
that definitely holds true to what you just said.
Yeah, I left my door open all the time in the dorms, and I have my headphones on. And
Good
my stuff,
marketing.
like, sitting up in the dorms, so these guys would walk by every day and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm trying. I'm working
Get
out
ready,
here,
baby. Get ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, they knew I was serious. And,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was a good marketing ploy too.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you were putting it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't attest to my skill level at that point, but I was good enough to keep the job after a while.
Yeah.
So I ended up DJing for pretty much every Alpha party during college, and I started a little business. I opened a club right after college. It was the biggest hip hop club in Michigan for a long time. And I could tell you a million stories about that, but
I'm sure.
Yeah. And we were fortunate at that time in Detroit. Like, it was the only record plant. Archer Records was in Detroit, so we used to be able to like cut stuff, make it, take it down, do a dub plate, and then make records and play them at the same time. It's not like today where you can just do a MP3 and play it that night. So I was fortunate enough to be involved in the business kind of at a pretty high level, because if you were from New York, you were still coming to Detroit to press your records. So you know, it's a crazy story. When Kanye put out Jesus is King, he actually had a Archer Records stamp on the CD cover. So like Archer is like a huge force, and it's pretty much the driving reason why techno got so big in Detroit, because all these techno guys that were building stuff in the early 90s in Detroit would go down and make records right in Detroit. So, and then Record Time was like an international force, like, right? Like, so people from Europe before techno was in Europe. People from Europe used to come to Detroit like to make a pilgrimage to Motor Lounge and to Record Time.
Wow, we got history sitting in the chair
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
man.
That's always beautiful.
Wow.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
not just. So what else? I mean, so you go from there, from art to your club. What do you go next? What's the steps?
Well, the crazy part of this little link here is that my dad was really not up on the creative part of my journey. He didn't really understand what was going on. You learn a lot from your dad, I think. And I wasn't ready to break out. So I kind of retired from DJing when I was like 22. And I went out and I bought a couple clubs and started running parties and throwing the business of this party. And like I was saying, this place we had called the Nouveau Room was the biggest hip hop club in Michigan, bigger than anywhere in Detroit. It was in Kalamazoo. And we were doing like 2,000 people through the door, like every Thursday night. It was insane. I had the D12 and Nelly and, all these dudes from the Midwest that were coming in and playing. And we ran that for a while. And then after I, cashed out of that, I actually bought a club in Kalamazoo called Liquid, and I did all techno and house. Like this is like 95, 96, 97, somewhere.
So did you make the change because you found that more lucrative?
No, I made the change because I didn't want to disappoint my dad. I didn't want to think I was like the loser that was out there DJing.
No, but I'm saying with with the music wise, from hip hop to
I was doing the same thing at the same time. Back then in Detroit, like the format was you go out there and you play hip hop, then you play ghetto techno that was from Detroit, and then you would go back to playing hip hop, and then you play slow cuts at the end of the night. That was like the formula for a party. And so I was making, while I was playing hip hop, I was making like ghetto tech and techno stuff, like as a producer when I was like 20. And so it was just a natural kind of changeover. The club was smaller. It was like a better venue for that kind of music. So I ended up doing that, sold that, moved to Chicago, opened up a couple clubs in Chicago, ended up selling one of those clubs for 6x what I bought it for. And that's a whole nother story too.
Yes, it is.
But I ended up having enough money to kind of get back into doing music. And I'd kind of proven to my dad that I was serious about what I was doing.
It's funny how everything ties to trying to make your dad proud.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm same here. I was the same way. Everything I'm doing is pushing to make Pops see that this dream can come true. This DJ thing.
It's true.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's true. I think it's who you learn from, right?
Yeah.
So, my dad was a hard worker, so a lot of things that I've done in my life I attribute to his kind of mentorship in that hard work space. But the long story short after that is I ended up going back in DJing. I got signed to DJ AM's like production company or whatever, the DJs.
Wow.
So I was with AM for a while. I was playing all over the country.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have to stop right there.
Yes, sir.
Because to me, that he is really the pioneer of what we're DJing, to me, money wise.
Yeah.
Man, I watched this movie and I was like, this guy, and it's funny, so many people didn't know it, but he was incredible. So did you get to hang out with him, go to parties with him?
And it wasn't just him. I mean, Stone Rock and Graham Funky and Spider and Fashion and a bunch of those guys at that time. I mean,
history in the chair.
Everybody was at the top of their game. Yeah. So like we were a small group of cats and like you were just sitting there watching, like trying to level up like what you were doing. I've never seen anybody DJ like, you know what I mean? Like, or Graham, and not just AM. So it's like there was a group of dudes there that were just phenomenal dudes to learn from. Wow. And so we were kind of following the same circuit. I was playing a party at Hyde on a Sunday night. I was doing all this stuff in LA and Chicago, bouncing back and forth. And the guys from SBE who were running all the venues back then were like, we want to give you your own night. And I was like, I want to play whatever I want. And they were like, yeah. So the mashup stuff was kind of hot right back then, but I wanted to play house. I wanted to play Chicago house and techno. So I ended up kind of doing like a hip hop house thing, almost back to what I was doing in Detroit at the beginning in LA. And some guy walked in and was like, a lot of guys walked in. Oh, can you do this thing? Can you do that thing? I'm this guy. I'm that guy. And this dude walked in, he had a White Sox hat on, and we started talking. He was like, I like what you're doing. He's like, you make this? And I was like, yeah, I make it. And he was like, can you send me some? So I sent him some. And then he was like, can you make me a tape? And so I made him a tape. And then 3 months later, he called me back, and he was like, listen, I represent this Lady Gaga.
This lady.
Yeah.
Not just go ahead and say it. Lady Gaga.
I represent Lady Gaga. She's going on tour with Kanye West, and we're looking for music that bridges the gap between the two. And so because I was playing this like kind of dance music and hip hop at the same time, he was like, this is what we're looking for. Would you mind giving us some stuff? And I was like, sure. So I gave him some stuff. Long story short, the Kanye Lady Gaga tour kind of fell apart. She went off on her own, like to do her own arena tour for the first time. And they ended up using all my music for the breaks in between her shows. So essentially, like I scored her first arena tour. Wow. And then they paid somebody else to do it, but he didn't do such a good job. So they ended up using my stuff, and then the money wasn't there anymore. So I ended up doing it for free. But
it's
sometimes
the recognition.
Sometimes, you know, I did it with a smile, and I showed up when I needed me to show up. And from that, he was like, she's working on a new album, send some stuff like this. I worked for 2 weeks straight. I slept in my studio, built exactly what she wanted, sent it to her on a Friday night. Monday morning, she called me and was like, I want to work. And I was like, great. So we met up, and 12 years later, I went on tour with her for 12 years. We made 3 albums.
Oh my God.
I ended up opening for her. I ended up producing for a bunch of other people. And yeah, that's kind of like where the next liftoff came, you know? And so from there, yeah, man, here we are.
So let me ask you this, because we definitely want to get to the other business on that. Yeah. So what do you think it was that was the breaking point for you? I mean, saying what can you look back on and tie your success to? Yeah,
so there is no one breaking point. It's like a series of many breaking points. And I think like the being able to recognize those breaking points and what they offer is part of like the overall success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't order food and swallow the whole meal at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like in there taking bite by bite and like recognizing what it is. And so I could say the through line for all of those experiences was showing up on time, knowing what to give away and knowing what to keep, learning actively like while you're doing it, because there's no way to say like, hey, if you're a doctor, you go to school for these years, then you get an internship, and then you do your residency, and then you go and you're a doctor here and you perform like this and you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
DJing, unfortunately, and we will get to the company in a second because this solves some of these problems, but there's not really a linear equation for every person, because the industry has so many facets that doesn't really have a rule book for where to go or how to do
no
it.
standard.
Right. There's not like an overarching standard. There is in a lot of creative industries, but we don't have that.
But the good thing about it is that gives you the freedom to do you and create what you want to create too.
Yeah, I think so. Like, but here's the thing. I'm not saying that it's all bad. What I am saying is that like I could give you my prescription and it would not fit you 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But the one thing that does fit everybody is working hard, showing up, keeping your head up, because the music business is full of head down moments. There's a lot of strikes you got to take to the head before you get to the point where you want to get to. And the resilience throughout those strikes is a very important thing. And like you gotta love music, you gotta love the business, you know?
Wow.
And so I slept on a lot of couches. People like now, like they, you know, everybody's like, oh shit, man, you made it. Like, tell me about all this exciting stuff, man. I could go through as many stories about were great. I give you 10 of them where I was babysitting somebody's cat, so I had enough money to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like eat. So and it's no, but I'm saying,
but
like,
but people don't know. They don't think about that. They see the success, and they don't know the work that it took to get there.
I'll break that down for you real easy. It's just like a cat telling me, hey, I want to be a DJ. Okay, come with me one night. They see setup. All they see is what we do, showtime. They don't see the setup and the breakdown. So I had a guy come, did the setup, and they, oh my God, you do all of this before you? Yes, brother, come on, this is a big problem. We get ready for it. So at the end of the night, he's like, okay, I never saw him again. But I'm just saying, they see the baby. They don't see the, you know, all the work before you get to it, and just don't understand. But I have to ask my Gaga question. So how is it to work with Gaga?
It's great, man. I mean, like, listen, I think that there's a through line with all artists, that they're passionate about what they're doing. Myself and her and anybody I've ever worked with, everybody's passionate. The joy of working with her was that she's probably the best that's ever done it like the way she does it. You know what I'm saying? Like the girl's got a voice that's unmatched. Like it's incredible.
So she really could be an R&B singer, really, if she really wanted to.
I'll play you some records that aren't out that would blow your mind how well she can sing.
Okay,
And so,
write that down.
So yeah, I'm telling you. So like she's an incredible talent. She's got a great mind and she's hyper creative. You know what I mean? So like I feel really blessed to have been a part of that journey. You know what I mean?
Did that push you? Her creativity, did it push you to new heights?
I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot from the people that she brought around. You know, the doors that opened, because I'm a loyal dude from the Midwest. And I'll tell you, like, I owe that girl a lot. You know what I mean? Like as a friend and as a creative partner, as a mentor, like she's an incredible person. So, you know, one day you're riding a train to a gig, the next day you're in a Cupertino with Steve Jobs talking about the new iPod. There's like a lot of space in between those two things.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, man, I'm just forever grateful and forever loyal, and like I can't tell you.
So I thank you for what you said. Since you're talking about space, let's talk about Get Space.
Yeah.
Oh, you jumping, man. Hold on. You get away from my Gaga stuff. Okay. All right. Your biggest hit with Gaga.
My God.
We're not going to that yet. We're right here.
Jeff's like,
what is the biggest hit you produced with Gaga? What's your favorite?
I just found this out yesterday.
Okay.
Billboard ranked her top 40 songs that she's ever put out. And I have more songs than anybody else in the top 40 as a producer, like that from that.
Oh,
so what's your favorite, or number one that you've done with her?
So this is gonna attract some negativity, but it's the R. Kelly song.
We're here for it. Go for it. Come on.
There's a song called "Do What You Want" that I did with R. Kelly. I did the remix with Rick Ross and her. And to me, it's my favorite production. The song is just an incredible lifetime song.
I'm gonna look it up.
Unfortunately,
it's not out.
No, it's out, but the R. Kelly version got taken down for good reason. But when we were making it, it was like a crazy experience. Like it was a crazy experience. But I have
like a story for another time.
No, I mean, like, listen, I'll tell you this, man. Like, I'm from Chicago. I worked with Rob a couple times on different things. I never had a bad experience with him as a person, and I never really saw any kind of crazy shit. Obviously, if I did, I would have been out of there. But like as a talent, we're in this zone where like people can't separate the talent from the mistake, you know?
Yeah.
I think like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, man, you racked up the mistakes that people made during those times.
Man,
like,
it's
you wouldn't have a lot of music out there.
We'd all be in trouble.
It's so much.
Playing records.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in any trouble. Just for the record.
Well, you think you skated good? It could be.
But I mean, the setup for like artists back then was a different setup.
Yeah,
and like I'm not justifying any of that stuff, but like as a talent, as a writer, I mean, like R. Kelly wrote 98% of Universal's hits in like in a year.
It's unreal.
No, I mean Britney Spears, Nick Cannon, like. Whatever.
We're not going to take anything away from him as a producer.
Well,
and all
I
that.
just
we
think,
don't want to get on that street and stay on that street.
Yeah. I just think that whoever it is, you have the person and you have the artist.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is like quantifying as art. You asked me what my favorite song was. Quantifying it strictly art. That's my favorite song.
Okay. Wow.
But I mean, we've done a lot of stuff together. So.
But your biggest hit you produced?
Probably Born This Way was big. Obviously the Stars Born soundtrack was big. We did like 8 songs on that, I think.
So are y'all still working together now?
So no, we're not right now. And the reason is because, you do something with somebody for so long.
Yeah.
It's not like a bad ending. Like none of it was a bad ending. It was like a mutual thing. Yeah, it just changed. And I think for both of us, I don't want to speak for her, but like for both of us, it was like more of like a, hey, I want to go do this. I wanted to do other stuff. And when you're working with an artist, for me personally, I want to give you 110%. So like when I was doing that, that's all I was doing. It wasn't like, and calls were coming in. Beyonce, Rihanna, Katy Perry, like all those calls, like, well, come produce. But like I was with her, and like I said before, like I'm a loyal dude, and I wanted to she gave me the opportunity to present my thing, and I wanted my thing to be her thing for as long as she.
I love it. That's great. So Lance is here. So Lance, if you could ask him a question that we haven't thought of that you could bring out? Hit him up. Something that we haven't asked him about. I mean, you can go into space, set space, whatever. But I'm saying, what is something that we don't know to ask that might be an interesting story?
Oh man, dude, this guy's got stories for days. We're in Miami for 2 days, and he probably said like 40 stories just walking up and down the street.
Cool. All right, well, tell us about set space. What else y'all got going on, man?
So listen, man, after I kind of finished A Star Is Born, I wanted to first of all, I want to speak to this.
Okay.
There's a lot of people want to call it luck, right? There's a lot of like luck, and I've heard a couple times like people say, luck is like when opportunity meets preparedness, and like you're there for it. So I was prepared. I did have a lot of opportunity, and I was lucky. You know what I mean? Right place, right time, doing the right thing. And so when 2020 hit, I decided after A Star Is Born that I wanted to do something that I thought would give back to everything I've ever done in my life. Comes from music and comes from DJing, and it's my first love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I understand the journey. I understand the problems. I understand like the growth that is required, and so I wanted to make something that I could do to give back. So in 2020 hit, I kind of had a little space to start thinking about stuff, and so what I recognized was that there was no overarching group to represent DJs.
Oh wow!
We have. I'm part of the SAG-AFTRA, part of like the musicians union, part of like a bunch of different guilds for like movies, and so I have an IMDb and all these things that are like kind of groups that like they have creative people in the different spaces. There's nothing like that for DJs, and I think at the base level, everybody understands that there's strength in numbers. But there's no way to quantify how many people are out there working towards this mission, right? So what could I build that would bring people together in a space that they didn't have to actually show up at, right? Like, so I don't show up to every musicians union meeting, and I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's like, how can we gather under one umbrella to affect change for our group as a whole? Whether that means lobbying for better points on remixes or like figuring out how to get mashups to be more mainstream, because somebody's making money off of those, right? Somebody's making money off of those. And the industry changes all the time where people are able to put things up and then they go, and then as soon as they go, they get taken down. So the music still remains. The artists that were in it got paid, you know what I mean? Like the companies get paid, but the DJ who brought it to light doesn't get paid and doesn't know how to get paid.
Get punished.
Yeah, so at the highest level, I mean, I can talk to you about DJ Clue or Drama when they're making mixtapes in the 90s, and one side of the office is sending them promos, and the other side of the office is suing them for playing the promos, so it's like that kind of global understanding of like a DJ and like what value they provide has to be contextualized somehow. And so it's like, if I could just get everybody in one thing and provide them with tools to level themselves up in their business as a small independent, and give them room to grow where they understood the pathway to success and however they see it, whether it's building a multi-city company like the guy was just talking about in there, or being able to get paid for their efforts, you know what I mean? Yeah. And recognized for their talent. And so I built Set Space first as like a directory. And second, to provide people opportunities to book themselves, to get discounts on things, to post jobs and receive jobs, to get tipped while they're DJing, to communicate with each other, and just build a community under a banner that's strictly built for the community. You know what I mean? We're not there to change the structure as an overall thing, but like to be able to just gather under one banner and have a community.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So how's it going? When did you launch in 2020 or?
No. 20. I don't know if anybody's ever built an app, and it's getting a little easier with AI right now, but it's a tough gig, man. Like, and you
don't have to tell us. We've been working on one since 2020 ourselves.
Yeah. So having a lot of my career is building the plane while you're flying it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I want to decide that I want to do this. I'm gonna figure out how to do it.
Hurry up, we're about to crash.
So,
What's the landing gear?
yeah. So getting the money
parachutes.
together, and I funded a lot of it myself, and I found some good partners that believed in the vision. Getting the money together to build it. It's not cheap to build it. Not cheap to design it, but I wanted something that was functional. So I built the whole thing out, scaled it down to just the community at the beginning. But we have functions for like finding each other, for booking, for, like I said, for tipping, all that stuff. It's all built. And so, yeah, man, we launched live as a beta right before Miami Music Week. So we're only like 4 weeks out.
Oh, wow. Right? You really just, it's a baby.
So this is my second, like, kind of injection into like this space to try to just show people.
Well, we're gonna definitely promote it for you. And he was talking to us. I don't know if there's a logo, but if we get the logo, we'll be glad to add it to the bottom of our show and talk about it and share it with our listeners. Because, man, my favorite thing is I always say I want to leave the DJ community better than I found it when I got in. So anything we can do to make the community better or the industry, however we want to put it, we're all about that on this show.
Because the one thing that I would have to say that we're still lacking, whether we know it or not, we have these shows, but our greatest vice that's killing us is miseducation or no education in the industry.
Right.
You know, we see each other here, those of us that come, and it's easy to get sucked into the thought that it's okay.
Right.
But when you look at how many DJs there actually are, we might be in not even a 1 or 2%. It might be like point something.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of people out there that don't have the education.
Right. No, and listen, this is part of the problem that I'm trying to solve is like, how do you teach people when you don't know where they are or what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
So like how many times a week does somebody call you and say like, I got a question about this equipment, or I got a question about this. My kid's throwing a party and we need a DJ for this thing. It happens all the time to me. And I'm like, why isn't there somewhere besides like a Facebook marketplace or like some kind of goofy thing that's like a secondary market to like find people? And then when you find them, like, how do you know what if they're good or not? Like, so it's not good as a DJ, good for that particular space.
Number one.
You know what I mean?
Well, even good as a DJ, period. Because I mean, a lot of people out there and they're trash. And they're ruining the industry to me because the people. But how do we govern that?
This is what I'm trying to say.
I absolutely love it.
So there's a difference between a guy that just started today and downloaded a playlist off Spotify that he went in and Shazammed from another guy and goes out and plays it, right? Like, we're at a point where the entry level for DJing is at an all-time low. It's an all-time low. And so how do you disseminate the difference between an all-time low entry DJ and a guy who's been doing it for 20 years? And what's the value of a guy who's been doing it for 20 years versus a guy who's just walked in? And so we've got into this space where at a club, an owner isn't educated. So they're like, oh, you got 100 friends? Come in and play. And then those friends come in and the DJ sucks and those 100 friends leave. And the next guy brings in 100 friends and everybody leaves. And so people are in there for one drink. And the owners think, oh, I drove 600 people through the door. Like, if you got people to stay, if I pay an expert to go in there and play music for them and make them stay, then the value proposition is different.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is that there's no way to figure that out. We're on a thing where people are just shooting one duck out of the sky at a time and don't understand what the overarching thing is. They don't understand what somebody like a DJ 5 or a DJ Scene are bringing to the table as a four-figure DJ, 5-figure DJ. And at the same time, you can go and pay some guy who's a famous guy or a really good-looking model. And they're like, oh, I want $25,000 a year this party. And they go in and blow the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some sort of education for owners and people that are bookers to understand what they're getting and why they're getting it.
So when you owned the club, did you know most of the DJs,
yes.
or did you verify them?
Yes, I mean, every single DJ that was in my club was either I was doing it myself or there was somebody that I admired. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, because that was mine too. My brother was my DJ in my club when I owned the club. So I definitely verified him, but anybody. I don't know how we fix it though, man. It seems like it's so far gone that it's going to be hard to
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And I agree with you. And I think the worst thing that we can do is think that we can't.
Right.
And if we think that we can't, we'll never do anything to fix
No,
it.
I feel like we can, but I'm just saying, it's so, like you say, the entry level is so low. How do we get those guys to make it tougher for them to get
It's
in?
not even about that. Rolling a kayak upstream is not what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
It's always going to exist.
Okay.
It's always existed. I mean, there were shit DJs in '95. You know what I mean? That were getting paid. So I'm not trying to like change what the system is or try to change like how people are coming in. The point is how do you show somebody what the value is of somebody who's been doing this for 20 years that knows can mix without having to have the computer tell them what key it's in, to tell them the BPM. You understand what I'm saying? Like, like there's a value to that and a skill level to that people can't quantify. And I'm going to tell you a story, just a quick story.
All right.
I got asked a favor from a friend at a club in Chicago, and they were booking these DJs in a way that we're talking about right now. Hey, there's 40 slots open at this club throughout the week. Who wants them? How many people do you have? Sign up, put in your guest list. That's how they were picking the DJs. What's your guest list? Right? Doesn't matter what you play, doesn't matter who you are. How many people are you bringing to the club? What's your guest list? And that was doing a thing for the club where they were making their numbers. They were like coming in the door. But like I said before, people were coming in, and when that DJ that was their friend got off, they left.
They left.
And then they had to bring in the next DJ who's bringing in 100 people. So they're rotating 100 people, 100 people, 100 people. So what happens is in that hour, everybody's coming in and buying one drink, right? Which I think all of us know, drinks are aggregate. You buy one and you stand up for an hour. You buy two, and the next hour you're buying 3 or 4 because you hit that. You hit the peak.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I replaced all of those 40 DJs with DJs who were skilled. I brought 43 DJs down to 7 DJs that were all skilled, right? And I kept it at the same exact number. So one DJ an hour or whatever they were doing cost $800 a night. Let me give this $800 to one guy and let him play the whole night, right? And over time, it took a couple months to see the
Build
change.
it up, yeah.
But over time, that club made a considerable amount of more money.
Wow.
Considerable amount.
Because
And they're still in that system a year and a half later. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went in and changed it for them, just so I could test it out as an experiment, and it truly changed the dynamic of the whole club because the music was steady. People were going on a journey instead of getting micro bite-sized things. And listen, you could sustain yourself off Wendy's. You could take $10 and eat Wendy's 3 times a day and spend $30, but you can go to, RPM steak and spend $100 on a meal. And if you don't know the difference between one $100 meal and $30 eating all day, then that's your problem, not my problem.
Yeah.
But I can totally educate you what the difference between a $100 meal and a $30 a whole day is worth. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I mean is that there's no problem in our world that can't be solved by education and community. Not one problem.
Yes.
And so this problem that we're having right now, which I think is universal between all of us, can be solved with education and community. But that's what I tried to do.
Okay,
wow.
so man, love it. So what do you think about
it? Give us come on, Lance. You're just hanging out.
I'm just what do I think about the
Yeah. I'm just
Are
saying,
you a part of the 7 DJs he put in that club, or has he put you somewhere, or are you working?
So it's funny, long story short. So I've been following White Shadow for maybe 6-7 years on Instagram. Because I've always admired his music. I've admired the way he's made stuff. And one day he followed me back. It was like last February. And we started talking, and I was like, hey man, I appreciate you following me back. And that was it. And then like a month goes by, and DJ X posts that he's the guest DJ on Monday night. And then he's also doing a panel. So I'm like, hey, why don't we just meet up, do dinner or whatever, and we'll hang out. I didn't think anything of it because I started producing and I wanted to go in the music realm. So we hung out, we talked, and then like a month later, he hits me up. He's like, hey, I'm in town. Let's grab breakfast. He brought the set space up to me, and, he hit me with everything. And the cool thing is that I get to build a good friendship and knowledge on music with Paul. But also, I get to meet other DJs through this app, I get to talk to everyone. So it's it's what I was already doing, networking with everyone, but now this is like a bridge to bring everyone together more.
And honestly, like for Lance, like Lance is a working DJ, you know, and he's out there on the grind all the time. And like I can and I have done this individually with people so many times I can't even count. Like where it's like, yo, I'm here, I want to get here, and I can show you how to do it one-on-one, right? I can tell you, and I have many success stories. He said we were in Miami Music Week last week, just walking back and forth from where the spot was. I must have had 30-40 people be like, yo, this dude changed my life, you know what I mean? Wow. Like from 0 to 100. And so I was like, if I can do that for someone in live in person, then why can't we build something to do that for as many people as humanly possible? So bringing Lance on was like, hey, I need to understand, like, this is a new world for me. The conference thing, I think it's beautiful and it's exciting, but like for me, this is a new world. So like learning about like how this all works is something, again, building the plane while I'm flying it. But this is the ground level. It's people that want to be educated, it's people that want to better themselves, it's people that are passionate about their careers. And it's like, I'm excited to be here. We sponsored the event. I sponsored the EDMAs. We're sponsoring DJX. Like I'm working hand in hand with DJX and DJ City and Beatport and all these companies to try and build something that's really important.
Yeah, we need to talk about that too. But I was going to say one thing, and I heard some that really hit me. You're not a gatekeeper. A lot of people get to a certain place and they close the door behind them. And then, you know, they might let a few people in, but it sounds like you're going and pulling people back up and pulling them in with you. And I absolutely love that, man, because we got so many gatekeepers. Once I make it, I'm just going to do me, and then I'm not going to worry about nobody else. And I love the fact that you going back. I
think that's mainly a fear thing, though.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Because it's like you get to a point where you want to be there, and then you're like, oh, I'm scared this next person's going to take my job.
Oh, my God.
And you know what that means to me also? That means that they have got to a certain point and they stop working.
Yeah.
And because when you're working and you really are about this, none of that even matters.
Right.
Because you realize the one thing. And I'll tell y'all a quick story. Me and Jeff have laughed about this. I have this friend that's a DJ that was working with me. And he was doing a party.
Yeah.
You know, because I share my stuff with, you know, people, you know, my mixes and stuff. And so he's playing a mix and I'm like, you know, I don't care when I did it.
Yeah.
I remember what I've done. It's like a stamp on my brain. And I hear this first thing, I'm like, Then the next, So he's playing my mix, but he's acting like he's DJing.
Oh, okay.
So his brother's down there like, man, my brother's killing it. I said, he sure is.
Yeah.
But when that happened, afterwards, I was so angry. And then, you know, just in that quiet time, it just hit me like, what are you mad for?
Yeah.
He will never be you,
right?
And you will never be him. His interpretation of how he handles and deal with music will always be different than yours,
right?
Unless he intentionally says, I want to mimic what DJ White Shadow did.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. But in essence, he's him and I'm me.
Yes. So my analogy for that is that, like, you know, there's 1,000 different artists out there, visual artists. You got, you know, Da Vinci and Monet and Manet and all these different artists. They all start with the same 3 colors, right?
Yeah.
3 colors, man. It's just, you know, red, yellow, and blue. That's the colors that you get, the colors that make all colors. So I don't give a shit if everybody, I'll give you my whole library.
Exactly.
The last time he went to play, when I set him up with a gig or whatever, I'm like, go play this. Here's the folder. Do whatever you want with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about all that stuff. Like, and the answer to all that is because I know that the more you give away, the more room you have to grow. Think of it as a pot, right? Like, it's like you got a pot. The more you spoon out, the more you can put in later from another pot. Yeah. So, like, as long as, like, there's and back to the system, and I hate to harp on it, we don't have a system to know where to go. When you say the word made it, oh, this guy made it. What the fuck does that mean, man? What does that mean? Because I haven't made it yet. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make something new every day, right? And so it's like when I can give away stuff out of my pot, it just leaves room for me to put more stuff in and trickle down to the bottom, right? Like I want as many people to learn and grow and be great as humanly possible.
Now we meet some incredible people in this doing this. We've talked to some, but brother, you're jumping up on the top of my list of people. I mean, because you're saying, I mean, it's just to think of it like that. Where have I made it to? You know, yeah, I made it. But again, that door that you keep opening and pulling people up with me is just, I absolutely love that. So I feel like anybody could, you know, like Lance, you follow them back. Anybody that can reach out to you, you feel like they're legitimate or worthy, you'll reach out to them and have breakfast with them and talk to them and bring them up and help them out if possible.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this, you know, about Lance. One of the things that I appreciate about this guy, you know, one, he's young and he got his mind made up on what he wants to do. And when I see him in certain circles, to me, it's a testament of who he is as a person.
Yeah.
You know, because in life, good things happen to good people.
That's correct.
Bad things happen to bad people.
That's correct.
So when I consistently see him around good people, it just makes me smile and say, you know what? I'm happy for him because he has his mind made up, and at his core, he means well.
Yeah, man.
So
wow,
congrats. I know you wasn't expecting that.
Man,
I appreciate it,
man, we really, I mean, White Shadow. I mean, I'm gonna start following and paying attention to. I probably already do, but I'm really in now, and I'm gonna. And man, you get us more information on the set space. We'll introduce it. I have like a group of about 300 DJs in Dallas, and a few select around the country, like Lance, for example, that I have in that group, and we're gonna definitely share it with you too.
Of course, yes.
I mean, listen, man, it's you know, the possibilities are endless, and like, you know, when you're doing things, you start out with the right intent and the right mindset to create something for the good of a community. You can never go wrong, right? Like, so I didn't enter this whole thing saying like, oh, well, I'm going to teach guys how to do this so I can get X amount of % from their shit like later down the line. It's like when we grow as a group, everybody grows individually, and it just makes things better for everybody. That's a universal statement. Like that goes for any industry. You know what I mean? Then I start sitting there arguing with each other about like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to let you do this or do that or whatever. People in the music business in general, everybody's a right brain person for the most part. As a sweeping generalization, you've got a lot of right brain people, a lot of artists, a lot of people that are trying to do something artistic and creative. Okay. That leaves a lot of room for not thinking with your left side of your brain. And so my end goal of all of this is to try and equalize that a little bit, right? Equalize that a little bit so that people don't have to have that fear, which fear does nobody any good at any time, about how their career is going to go. You know, understand what I'm saying? And being able to say like, oh shit, and this might come back to your answer, I shouldn't go out there and play these records because I know what a good DJ sounds like, and this guy's a good DJ. DJ X here has been playing for 20 years. I can look at him and see what he's done and see what he's doing and listen to his stuff. Maybe part of the barrier for entry is educating people what they should be like and holding them back a little bit before they go out and present themselves as something that they're not. Hey, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you spoke volumes.
It's self-regulation, I think, at the highest level to say, like, you should respect this guy. The amount of DJs that I meet that are young DJs that don't know who Jazzy Jeff is, or you know what I mean? Like, or
it's crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? It's nuts. So what I mean is that, like, if we can get a group of people that are together, and we're building an advisory board right now of like some really great DJs. If we can get those guys together and have a singular message saying like, hey, we want to help, we want to show you, then maybe those entry-level DJs think twice about going out and making a fool out of themselves before they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do this for us.
Yes, sir.
Please keep us informed, especially with the advisory board thing, because we are always interested in doing something to push forward.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
You know, because you can't expect people to act in a certain manner if they don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, people not knowing Jazzy Jeff and some of the other greats that have actually paved the way for us all.
Yeah.
You don't have to worship them, but you shouldn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's our job to make sure that they know
Correct.
by doing what we need to do, whatever that is.
Correct.
If that's getting on top of the hill and screaming it,
Yeah.
through the horn, we need to do that collectively.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always tell Jeff, I've said this. I think if it's something that you want to do in life, if you keep pushing forward and just home into that, what you need is always right in front of you.
I think that's true too.
People be worried about, if you just pay attention, whatever you need in regards to what you're trying to do, it's right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it happens. It's just like Lance telling us, hey, you need to talk to him.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of that.
Yeah.
Whatever you need is right there. If it's something that we can do to project it, that message, allow us to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, you're doing it now. Thank you for interviewing
Go
me.
ahead.
I just have one more
Yes,
question.
sir.
Have you had a chance to work with him?
With who?
Eminem.
So this is crazy.
This guy here.
But
Who has me?
That's why
Who
I-
has me worked with?
But I'm just saying, that's why we do interviews.
Yeah,
So
no,
ask
go
questions.
ahead. Go ahead.
so I've met him on many occasions, and I actually DJ'd his LP release party before he got signed to Interscope in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Like when I was like a kid.
Yeah.
But we were both at Interscope. I worked with Jimmy Iovine for 10 years. And so we followed him a lot on tour. And you know what I mean? Like when they route tours or whatever. So we followed him around on tour. He, in my estimation, is, if not the greatest of all time, definitely in the top 5.
Oh yeah.
For
He's a
many reasons.
wordsmith.
Yeah. I actually got to see him. We went down to Detroit for the Ford bought the old train station and turned it into their headquarters, and so they did a big thing in Corktown where they had all these Detroit legends come out, and he came out and performed. I went with, this is going to sound crazy. Sometimes I tell stories and they sound crazy to myself, but I actually went with Diana Ross. She was playing, and so I was with her, and I got a chance to say what's up, backstage or whatever. But the rest of the guys from D12, Proof, Bazaar, all those cats, they were in the hip hop spot all the time, whatever, back in the day. So Detroit was a small community back then.
And I like D12, man.
Yeah,
they didn't get a
amazing.
lot. They didn't get a lot of play like they should.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, it's
I had to ask because Detroit.
I know
him,
it. But he don't know that. For him, he wants to put you in a bag and take you away with it.
No, I mean,
I love great stories. Man.
I still don't know how I'm sitting next to this guy.
Hey, I
Because
feel
you are who
same,
you are.
Same thing. We feel the same way. This chair gives us privilege to talk to a lot of amazing people. And this is somebody that's really pouring into the industry, man. He discovered the conference set, so now he's trying to get to us too, not just club DJs. He's wedding DJs, whatever you do, bedroom. He just wants to make everybody better, and that's what we absolutely love.
Yeah,
So-
everybody who's a DJ is important. The labels, I don't give a fuck about. You can turntablists, strip club DJs, whatever it is. We're all cut from the same cloth, and the quicker that we recognize that and can implement that as a group, man, the stronger that everybody gets.
I agree. I agree.
All right, man. This is
agree.
excellent.
So we definitely want people to know where they can find the platform. Could you give us the website, social handles? Where do they need to go?
The website is www.setspace.app.
Okay.
.app. And so right now we're just on iPhone in the App Store.
Okay.
We'll have the Google version up here in the next week or two. But you can go to the website and put your email address in. We're going to send out little reminders for when things are going on. We're adding to it. Again, I'm learning stuff all the time about putting stuff in. So everybody that signs up, you're going to get some, tweaks and stuff over the next couple months.
Oh yeah,
we're doing
it's
stuff in
beta.
real time. Yeah, we're doing stuff in real time. So yeah, just
beautiful.
join up, put your picture up, put your DJ name up, and we'll keep in touch, and we'll tell you about all the stuff that's happening as it's happening.
Oh, we're in there. I'm in there like swimwear already, man. I'm getting in
there.
there. Yeah, I'm getting in. Yeah, we definitely got to have you back on, man, and Lance back on again. Lance is on all the time. He jump on the show all the time and talk to us because we do live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. So, I mean, we'd love to have you come on when you get the app up and running. Maybe do a little demo or whatever and show everybody and all that stuff when you in your lab, not on somebody's couch watching the cat. That was kind of crazy stories, man. But hey, man, we've absolutely enjoyed having you on, brother. Lance, again, thank you for dropping by some great talent, and we hope to see you around, man, and catch you around at the show while we're here.
Appreciate you. Are you spinning or you just?
No, I'm trying to just meet as many people as I can and find out like where, if there are any kind of things that I can add that I haven't like thought of, like whether it's the current build or like future builds. I'm trying to learn more about like people's individual kind of needs and like what they see, like, there's little things that everybody needs individually that I, it's impossible to think of all things at one time.
But I mean, this gives you a full room of people just to talk to and ask questions, man.
Yeah. So, and I got a lot of friends in there. I'm speaking on a panel tomorrow. I'm judging the DJ competition tonight. So hopefully we get
Is it going to be here or is it
somewhere? It's at that club they're doing it at. It's before the ladies' night.
Yeah. Is it the same club that the ladies' night was at before?
I don't know.
Still the summer?
Trinity? No, it's a Trinity nightclub. Last night was Summer of '85.
Yeah, we'll find out. All right, so we're gonna clutch this one out, and because we'll have all this B-roll, and y'all, we need to get out of here. All right, y'all. Day one right here at Midwest Live DJs in Milwaukee at the Hyatt Regency downtown Milwaukee. So we're gonna let y'all go. We're gonna get on to the next guest. Thanks, White Shadow and Lance. Man, I'm Paul. This is my new buddy. I just love people doing great stuff in the industry, man. You know how I am about it. That's my passion.
Hey, that's a wonderful thing.
And it was great meeting you guys, and we're gonna take it out, and we'll see you around somewhere.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
What time are you speaking?
1:00 on Tuesday.
Okay, I'll be in there.
Yeah,
I might get the mic and ask a question.
Do it. Ask away. I got plenty more info.
All right.
But thank you so much for letting us do that.
Man.
In the mic, what's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it. Yo, we here to ignite. Yeah, hands on the decks, but the crowd don't move. When the DJ not check the groove. Playlist still need something brand new. Crates full of dust, man, what you tryna prove? Clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scenes are wrecked. Yo, Saint go scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. 2 DJs and a mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning truth, get the balance just right. 2 DJs and a mic, elevate, take flight. Fix the game, spark the flame, keep the future in sight. Yeah. Fake followers and played streams. They chasing cloud but killing dreams. Then he's playing politics, killing the scene. But we bring solutions, not just a meme. Pay the DJ, they the life of the spot. Don't let the boot get cold when the dance floor's hot. Respect the craft, don't reduce it to a bot. It's an art form, now they get the time for God. Hey, dynamite, oh. Hey, dynamite, hey, dynamite, oh. Hey, dynamite,